Hello, and welcome to Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Daniel Pineda. We have a great program today. We have our news stories, CBB Community Bulletin Board, and 55 Plus News. But first, a social media announcement. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News, and yes, the number 1. Also on Facebook, and you can listen to us on the radio, WERA FM, that's 96.7 FM. Now on to our first news story for today. As of Sunday evening, May 2nd, reports show the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Arlington had reached 15,121. Regular viewers and listeners will note the continuing increase in our reported case numbers. Arlingtonians are still getting sick, 139 people in the last 7 days. Well, the staff at Arlington Independent Media received the following message, a portion of which I will read verbatim. A nice piece of local school news. Wakefield High School senior Zainab Mukhtar was just named as a Bank of America student leader for 2021. She's the only Arlington resident, one of 5 high schoolers from the DMV region, and among approximately 300 young people from across the country to be selected as a student leader. Zainab was picked because, among other qualifications, as a Sudanese American, she's a co-founder of CRESUA Sudan, which equips Sudanese public schools with STEM resources to further the country's development. She's also vice president of Wakefield Muslim Student Association and media coordinator for Eco House Teens. Every year since 2004, the Student Leaders Program selects some 300 community-focused juniors and seniors from a nationwide pool of nominated applicants. These students then engage in a summer-long paid internship with Bank of America, assisting local nonprofits, receiving leadership training, and participating in a week-long leadership summit in Washington, D.C. at the end of the summer. On Tuesday, April the 20th, the Arlington County Board adopted their budget for fiscal year 2022. The official press release made no mention of Arlington Independent Media or any changes to their share. To obtain information, it was necessary to open the entire 961-page document and search for Arlington Independent Media. On page 727, the following detail was provided. Arlington Independent Media, AIM, is a 501c3 nonprofit that manages the county's public access cable television station. They also operate a radio station, WERA-FM. In December 2016, the county signed a new agreement with Comcast Inc., which removed the dedicated funding to AIM. As of February 2020, AIM was evaluating their business model, communication services, and programming for FY 2021 and beyond. The FY 2022 proposed budget reflects the removal of one-time funds added in the FY 2021 adopted budget and the continuation of a 5% reduction in ongoing funding as outlined in the FY 2020 adopted budget, $16,399. The 5% ongoing reduction in FY 2022 is the third and final of this reduction. FY 2020 actual, $415,240. FY 2021 adopted, $397,978. FY 2022 proposed, $311,579. The percentage change from 2021 to 2022 is 22% reduction. The information provided by the county may seem confusing to some, so here is some historical analysis. For fiscal year 2016, the actual operating budget was $482,682. For fiscal year 2017, the actual operating budget was $484,140. For fiscal year 2018, the actual operating budget was $537,880. This included $110,000 in lease payments no longer covered by Comcast. For fiscal year 2019, the actual operating budget was $433,410. This was the result of the board restoring $70,000 of a previously announced budget cut. For fiscal year 2020, the actual operating budget was $415,240. As noted previously, Arlington has listed FY 2021 adopted $397,978. Actual not available. FY 2022 proposed $311,579. Now adopted. The most recent agreement was that the county would reduce funding for Arlington independent media by 5% each year. This was based on the assumption that cable revenues would decline by approximately that amount as more and more residents dropped cable services. The 22% reduction between FY 2021 and FY 2022 is clearly a departure from that agreement. Yet the budget report states that FY 2022 proposed budget reflects the removal of one-time funds added in the FY 2021 adopted budget and the continuation of a 5% reduction in ongoing funding as outlined in the FY 2020 adopted budget, $16,399. The 5% ongoing reduction in FY 2022 is the third and final year of this reduction. In short, the report seems to pretend that the $70,000 reduction plan for 2019 was really part of the 5% reduction calculation. The rationale for not actually restoring the $70,000 as opposed to using a series of one-time payments has not been fully explained. At any rate, the practical result is that Arlington independent media will lose an additional $70,000 on top of the 5% agreed upon reduction. It would be interesting to obtain actual cable revenues figures for the recent years to determine whether the $70,000 actually reflects a loss in cable revenues as opposed to an unannounced transfer of cable revenue funds elsewhere. We intend to follow up on this story, especially as it affects future years.
We have a late update to this most recent story. According to some follow-up correspondence with Lynn Borton, president of Arlington Independent Media's board of directors, the county board made a last-minute decision, not yet formally announced, to once again, quote, give back, unquote, the $70,000 to Arlington Independent Media for this upcoming year. However, there has been no confirming announcement from the county. As of now, their most recent press release only says that, and we quote, the final adopted budget document will be available soon, unquote. That's the news. Now it's time for Community Bulletin Board, or CBB.
Hi, and welcome to CBB. Outdoor movies are back. This particular event is called Movies in the Park, and it will feature the newest adaptation of The Secret Garden. That started off as a 1911 novel. A silent movie version was made in 1919, followed by a talking movie starring Margaret O'Brien in 1949. That movie alternated between black and white and color, somewhat like the earlier Wizard of Oz. Television versions followed in 1952 and 1987, and another movie version was made in 1993. This presentation will be the 2020 movie version. Pre-registration, masks, and social distancing are required. Register for groups of up to 4 people, not including children under 3. Larger groups need to register separately. You can register through eventbrite.com. Look under e/national-landing-movies-in-the-park. That's on Friday, May 14th, starting at 8 o'clock p.m. at Virginia Highlands Park, 1600 South Hayes Street. Also on the upcoming schedule is Mary Poppins Returns on May 21st. This next event is for kids ages 5 to 12. They'll search the woods, meadows, and gardens for many-legged critters that are themselves searching for other many-legged critters to eat. Register children and adults because children must be accompanied by a registered adult. For information, call 703-228-3403. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. Activity number is 632821-D, and that's on Saturday, May 15th from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock a.m. at Gulf Branch Nature Center and Park, 3608 North Military Road. Next, we have an event for adults. It's called Mountain Laurel Trail Hike. Mountain laurel is one of our few local broadleaf evergreen shrubs. Its beautiful clusters of white flowers peak in mid to late May and pack a surprise for pollinators. Join us as we hike to the laurel thicket above 4 Mile Run. For information, call 703-228-6535. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 632941-J. That's on Sunday, May 16th from 10 o'clock to 11:30 a.m. at Long Branch Nature Center at Glen Carlin Park, 625 South Carlin Springs Road. Finally, in CBB, there's something from Community Arts Outdoors. Join up for a fun art workshop that's open to all ages. This week they will be doing tassel wall hangings. Please register all family members who wish to participate. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 782-003-34, and it's coming up on Wednesday, May 19th from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. at Fairlington Park, 3308 South Stafford Street. Now it's time for 55 Plus News.
Howdy, and welcome to 55 Plus News. Movie discussions is coming up, and the 55 Plus folks are calling all cinema lovers to meet to discuss a new film every month. In May, the movie will be Rebecca. It's a 2020 British romantic thriller film directed by Ben Wheatley from a screenplay by Jane Goldman, Joe Shrapnel, and Anna Waterhouse. The film is based on the 1938 novel of the same name by Daphne du Maurier. The film stars Lily James, Armie Hammer, Kristen Scott Thomas, Keely Hawes, Ann Dowd, and Sam Riley. The plot involves a marriage, a shipwreck, a case of cancer, and a fire, so there's a lot going on. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 913-402-37, and it's coming up on Thursday, May 13th from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Next up, we got Asian art at the Met. It's a chance to explore a selection of ancient and modern works from sculpted Buddhas to ceramics and painted hand scrolls and screens encompassing the diverse cultures and religions of Asia. This exhibit comes from the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Now, the Metropolitan Museum of Art is one of the world's largest and finest art museums. Its collection includes more than 2 million works of art. Now, in-person admission for seniors is normally $17, but your 55-plus membership gets you virtual access for free. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's activity number 902-105-04. And that's on Friday, May 14th from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Next up, we got an event called Spring O Social. Now, if you're like me, you're wondering, what the heck is a Spring O Social? Well, all I can tell you is that it's based on the game of bingo. They say there will be many laughs and an opportunity to catch up with friends, and prizes will be awarded to the winners. It's sponsored by the Alliance for Arlington Senior Programs. They do ask that you bring your own chair and also wear a face mask. For your safety, social distancing protocols will be in place. Now, space is also limited, so please reserve your spot. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 913-899-01. That's on Tuesday, May 18th from 10 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock noon at Bluemont Park, 601 North Manchester Street. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Finally, in 55 plus news, we got something called Songs from the Brill Building. No, that's not where they made scouring pads. Back in the 1960s, the Brill Building at 1619 Broadway was a one-stop shop for songwriting, publishing, producing, recording, and selling music. A stable of professional songwriters worked in that building, including Neil Diamond and the team of Carole King and Jerry Goffin, also Jerry Lieber and Max Stoller. Volunteer Carl Gold will discuss and perform some of the memorable chart-topping music created there. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 913-400-4, and that's on Tuesday, May 18th from 1 o'clock to 2:15 p.m. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Anyway, that's all I got for 55 plus news.
Happy Mother's Day, Arlington! We're here, myself and my beautiful daughter, Justine, and of course our dog, Tony, to wish everyone there in Arlington a very happy Mother's Day, and also to bring you some Mother's Day tips, because Mother's Day is coming up. Now, as a mother, I can tell you that there are some things that you should definitely tell your mother on Mother's Day. The one thing she definitely wants to hear, of course, is, I love you. Thanks for giving me birth and carrying me for 9 months and pushing me out, ruining my body, giving me stretch marks. Got a little carried away with myself there. But tell your mother, first of all, how young she looks, how thin she looks. I was at the bank the other day, a different bank than I normally go to, and I had to give the guy my driver's license, and I thought that he was going to give me this wonderful compliment, which he did, and he said, wow, you look so young. He looked at my driver's license and said, wow, I didn't think you were that old. everybody, you can just stop with the, gee, you look young, and not continue with the, you're that old? So everybody, tell your mothers that you love them. She looks young, she looks beautiful, and you will have one very happy mother. That's my advice this Mother's Day. But also, we have a very special treat for you this Mother's Day. Now, as we know, David Letterman has his stupid pet tricks. Well, so do we here at the Arlington Weekly News. Tony is going to demonstrate his very stupid pet trick. We have the only dog here in Arlington, watch very closely, who can do the super stretch face. Watch closely now. Is that not amazing? Look at how far that dog's face stretches. And with every year, there you go, it gets even further. Careful, we're going to have PETA calling us right after this. But forget the stupid pet tricks. Everybody's dog can do something. Watch this. This is going to amaze you and astound you because we have silly kid tricks here tonight. You ready, folks? Watch closely because my kid, Justine Huey, can do some really cool stuff. Are you ready? Watch this. She can put her foot all the way, oh my gosh, around her. She's going around in circles. Is that not amazing, folks? Wow. Oh, she's going for the double. And she can put her foot, her toe, in her nose. Is that not amazing? She can pick her own nose. Now, if you watch extra closely, folks, she can take this straw. Everybody see this straw? And she can use her feet to take the paper off that straw. There she goes. She's going to take the paper off the straw. There she goes. And she can now drink from the straw with her toes or her mouth. There she goes. Oh, and she's doing her tongue trick. She can curl her tongue in so many different ways. Are they catching that? I cannot do that. I don't know where. Oh, they're getting a close-up. Is that not freaky? And she can stick a straw in that and drink. Is that not wild? Freaky. Freaks me out every time I see it. She did not get that from me. Maybe from my husband, but not from me. And then she can take this headband, and she can take this headband using her feet, folks, just her feet, between her toes, and she can put the headband on. So should she, God forbid, ever lose her hands, I'm thinking when it's time to drive, she could just do it with her feet. I don't know. Look at that. Ta-da! And more amazing than that, she can write with her feet. Are you ready, folks? She can write with her feet. And while she's writing with her feet today, we came up with some things not to buy your mother for Mother's Day. One, if you find yourself Saturday night in the 7-Eleven, that's not where you need to be. Do not buy your mother diet pills, deodorant, breath mints, wrinkle cream, or, and as Rob so delicately said, my husband today, mustache wax. Your mother does not want any of those things. Stick with the, flowers, candy, perfume, jewelry. You can't go wrong. And again, tell her how young and beautiful she looks, and you should be okay. Oh, and car air fresheners. You don't want any of those. Okay, Justine, did you finish with your hearts? She did, folks. She finished with her hearts. That is amazing. Is my kid not amazing or what? That is amazing. Amazing. Happy Mother's Day to everyone in Arlington. And remember, you can see this on YouTube and other editions of the Arlington Weekly News. Everybody have a wonderful Mother's Day. Go to www.youtube.com, Arlington Weekly News, all one word, and visit us. And if anybody wants to come visit me on the Arlington Weekly News, just let me know. Come on, show me your stupid trick. Love to have you. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
no sense to me. The melodies all sound the same, and the chord progressions in the public domain. And I'm supposed to sing along, but when I try, it still feels wrong. Now the song is ringing, and the folks are singing, but the actual meaning is a mystery, like the molten forests and the strolling oceans. Some of these folk songs make no sense to me. If he had a mountain, he says he hit it with his hammer, but he's just a cowboy singing in the key of G, and his hammer's a metaphor, and his horse is tone deaf. Some of these folk songs make no sense to me. Some of these folk songs make no sense to me.
And that concludes this week's show. We will be back next week with more news from Arlington. Meanwhile, be careful, be safe, and be well.